shit.
Hey.
Man, ain't no ain't shit, man. You know the fucking. You know
Hey, it's all good.
Riley, it's okay.
It's all
you got a long time when you
it's all good. You right. I got a long time.
363 more days.
I got 360 more days. Hey.
You should be tied on top. You at the bottom.
You should be. I know one thing.
Man, don't nobody care about none of that shit, bro.
You better stop
Some crazy shit, man. You better stop focusing.
Why? He got an offer. Why he can't post the offer?
Oh, no. What's the job record? You better stop putting certain pictures in this post. Because certain people post the actual whole entire picture. Don't post half the picture.
Why he can't post?
Don't post half the picture. Post the whole picture.
What happened that he can't post? What did y'all do? Anybody scoring him on something?
Anybody can't give up a catch on him?
He needs to get on catching all the time, right?
No.
So nobody never caught a pass on Dion?
No,
Like, get the fuck out of here.
No, they don't. Hey, no, they got. You got certain DBs. You got certain DBs that shut that.
All right.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it, Tony.
Real shop talk.
Don't even do it, Tony.
We live. Anything goes. So right now we talking about St. John.
That ain't what I said.
That's what we talking about. St. John.
That ain't what I said.
Coaching right.
I don't know this.
Go on YouTube and shitty out of YouTube. Like we live right now.
Right
now.
So you didn't just say to me that every DB don't get a ball called on them?
And so, are you saying to me you ain't never seen a DB shut down half a field?
That's not what I said.
That ain't what I said.
I said every
That ain't what I
DB
said.
get a ball called on them.
Huh?
You said he better stop hosting. Ain't like he ain't get a ball called on them.
When you let Nas tell nobody ever caught the ball on him.
I gave that one, Victor Cooper, Crossland High School.
So he gave the whole name, Victor Cooper.
Because I knew him. He wasn't even my man, but I took him. Malcolm, lockdown. Malcolm, you watching this? Lockdown. No, they had to move to the other side of the field.
Hey, Juice.
Hey, Deion Hines, you out here in the world, Clemson University, lockdown, no catches.
Right here, this young faking. Pump fake.
Ain't no pump faking, no shit.
Come on, the man better stop posting live. What they do? Anybody catch a touchdown? Because Waller's going to be forever known as a nigga who gave the game-winning touchdown catch, got the ball snatched out of his hand. He in the Washington Post, nigga, taking it from him. Took his cookies.
He definitely in the Washington Post.
He in the Washington Post. He going to be forever known. What are we talking about? You going to tell the champ that he can't hold? When Ali was knocking niggas out there, people tell Ali he couldn't talk.
Say it again?
When Ali was knocking niggas out, did they tell Ali he had to be quiet? No. He walked the roads at the champ is here. He's no
He's the champ until he got knocked out.
Well, until somebody knock us out, guess who we are?
You're right.
We're champs.
You're 100% right. You're 100%
Right,
right.
Rodney, you do not have to take that.
You're 100%
Defend yourself,
right.
bro.
You're 100% right.
Defend yourself.
I was saying 100% right.
Yeah, all Sunday to defend himself.
100% right.
Wow.
Okay. It's 100% right.
He said all Sunday, not like a little bit of time.
It's 100% right.
Well, you gonna put in that perspective, shit. He had 2 weeks today.
Man, that's enough.
Right, man.
That's two of them right
They did it, Gonzaga. They had 2 weeks today. Oh, man. Oh, I can pass the baton. That Juice.
Hold on.
I can pass it to Juice.
The champ is here. The champ is here. Like the motherfucking champ is here. Hey, the champ is here. What that boy say? The champ is here. Come on now. Hey, that ain't say the champ is here. The champ is here. Nigga ain't seen the championship since he left me.
Defend yourself, bro. Defend yourself. That's a lot.
Hey, take heed to that. Did you see?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Juice.
And we live.
Hey, Juice, did I have a championship before I got with you? Did I have a championship before I got with you?
It's something there.
It's ice in here.
Okay, all right.
It's ice in here.
I want y'all to know that he ain't won a championship
Since he came from up under your wing.
since he left me.
But I had a championship before I got
You
with you.
start that, Juice. You saying he ain't leave you.
I got
Because y'all party. Oh, okay. Well,
Rodney,
he
he
was leaving.
ain't won a championship.
No, but
That's true. That's nothing.
Let me lie. It's Uncut Raw. It's Uncut Raw tonight. Uncut Raw tonight.
Oh,
No cars hold.
I don't know.
We ain't cut no cars.
Hey, what's
Oh, okay. Just let it all
I'm
out.
gonna paste the on YouTube. I'm gonna just paste the link on your page.
You want
So you said we live?
Yeah, we live right now.
Can you put the link in the
So
group
anything
chat?
goes. Yeah, I put it in. I got you.
Nothing.
What? Now you got something for you to eat. Go upstairs.
We gonna go to. No. We gonna go to. I'm gonna go back to see if I can catch this deer.
It's in the chat.
That deer gonna fuck me up.
That ain't us, not.
Right, there we go.
Nah, we order something though.
Juice, if I know you was coming, I would have brought out the red carpet. Because the champ is here. Am I right?
You ain't gotta take that shit, right? Bullshit. You ain't gotta take that shit.
It's a long 365 for you,
Get
buddy.
long 365, right? I mean, Rodney gonna probably build some hella guns. He gonna build some heavy shit.
not only
Motherfucking Tony can shit.
not
That
only
motherfucking juice.
Hey, it's all
Hey,
good.
Rodney!
It's all good.
It's all good.
Text it to me.
Right, it's all good.
Hey, so he just said to me, dude, I got
Who said?
Rick better stop posting.
We better stop posting what?
No, I said you better stop putting some people on
Why? Why? What anybody do to shut him up? What did anyone do to shut him up?
Shut up. Are you talking about this last Sunday?
Hey,
You talking about this Sunday or all year
is
long?
he the champ or not?
Are you talking about Saturday or all year long?
Rodney, you do not gotta take this.
Rodney,
Are you talking about Saturday? Are you talking about Saturday? Are you talking about
You was a
Sunday?
lockdown corner and
Are you
shit.
talking about Saturday?
You had two champs. Hold on real quick. Rocky was a lockdown safe.
I'll make sure.
He was a lockdown safe. Who had more interceptions between you and him? And he played safe. Yeah. He had two championships before he got with Juice.
Poaching.
He was 20 hours back, 25. They ain't throwing me. They can't throw me. If you don't take it over, you just ain't gonna throw it like that. He ain't open.
Hey, look.
Hey, right, that nigga ain't won nothing.
I got the same question, Rodney. Did anybody catch a touchdown on Sunday? Yes, no question.
There they go to pass.
They go pass on
They go a couple pages.
They go two.
Hey, did he catch an interception on
Number
Sunday?
12. Number 12.
They go two catches.
Rodney, did he
Who's that?
catch
First
an
quarter?
The same Bama go two pages.
They don't make us score.
The same Bama.
And
The same people I'm going two pages on him, and then he going on, and then the first game.
first quarter,
Rodney, did
He had
he's playing safety though.
No, he don't matter. He was playing. He was one-on-one against him.
Listen.
Every time he lined up against the one-on-one, he broke it.
He was not one-on-one. He was not one-on-one with that face.
Oh my God.
But anyway,
Hey, Tony.
Is the game on YouTube? Yeah.
So you mean to tell me he playing? Tony was playing that man at the y'all.
so we have interception.
Rodney, do you have any words for this picture right
I
here?
don't have no words.
Do you have any words for this?
That was a hell of a catch by a good football player.
A good football player?
That was a good catch.
That was a good
The pass wasn't great, but at the end of the game, when it's your man, if that's the man, throw it up there, let's get the ball.
Let me get it.
Did Tariq Hill have an interception on Sunday?
It was 50-50. Hold on. Did he have an intercepcation? Did he have an interception in the fourth quarter?
Rodney, real quick. Why is he smiling like this? Why is he smiling? Why is this guy smiling
He
like
lied,
this?
Smiley. Just eating crackers and cheese. Now back to the show.
Hey, well, did Tariq Hill have an interception on Sunday? He had an interception on Sunday? Actually, did he have an interception? Answer is yes. Did anybody catch a touchdown on Sunday? Answer is no.
Well, they can't put touchdown, but don't think
Is he undisputed? Is he the undisputed champ?
That's a good point.
Is he the undisputed champ?
He's the champ. He ain't the undisputed.
I was undisputed. There's no disputing it.
It ain't that.
How you dispute that championship?
Ronnie, I'm getting ready to get you out of this, Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm getting ready to get you. Tag me and Ronnie, trying to get you out of this.
Hey,
Tag me and Ronnie.
That nigga showed up at Jackson and said, "There's no way." You come.
You on the way too.
Who?
You gonna get 2 callers,
I ain't talking about Carl. I'm talking about him. He showed up at Jackson and said, "No wait a minute."
Exactly. Those are the exact words.
Hey, cool. Now, if you ask me, right?
No, certain law, man.
Well, when did I say that?
Did you ask me that night?
I didn't say no way.
I never did.
Hold on, I was doing that, nigga. When did I say that?
Right, I never know you get live.
Hold on, nigga. I never know you been out. When the fuck did I say that?
You walked the Jasmine.
I walked in and said, Jackson, I said, we gonna be good. But I ain't never said something that said, there ain't no way y'all win the championship.
I'm taking that shit back.
Please let me know.
What?
Please let me know when I said
Stop
that.
buying the same shit I buy.
When we shop in the same store, it's down to happen. We shop in the same store. Like,
I'm gonna see him eye to eye.
Look, see me eye to eye. When the fuck did I say that?
And Jay, maybe.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, there's a word
I got
for word.
this shit that y'all said on
Maybe
TV.
he-
Y'all ain't got me.
First of all, you ain't got me saying shit. He said it.
I said,
Oh no, I got you saying
He
shit.
said what I say. Bet you don't. I bet you don't. Tell me what I said.
I said it, and I got to bring it back. And in the words of my head coach, I ain't gonna say his name, we live. This ring about to be epic. It's about to be something special.
Ronnie, just leave it alone, bro.
Show me what I said.
I'm just trying to say
Right.
they lost because they're not taking advantage of Rodney's coaching ability.
I mean, he set
That's
the
why they
headsets
lost.
up. The Gatorade was cold.
That's important.
The benches were in the V shape.
The fruit wasn't cold.
Everybody had
The
their
fruit
uniform.
wasn't cut.
I don't know who cut the fruit. I think Rodney. I think Rodney delegates that. I think he delegates this fruit cutting.
Can't take this back.
What did it say? Turn it up.
Turn it up, Rodney.
Cut it up.
Yeah, we know what he said.
Hold on.
I'm trying to stay out of it, right?
Every time we do exactly what the fuck.
I'm gonna give them exactly what the fuck they want to hear. So that's what you want to record.
Hey,
Did I give you exactly what you wanted to hear?
oh. Yeah, you check. Hold on. What you got me saying? What I said?
We didn't have to record you. You know what you said.
Oh no, you didn't know what I said because I ain't say that shit. I don't know. Hold on. I don't never claim no championship.
Hey,
Well, you
say that.
Well, you got to win one.
I ain't mad that a nigga know.
You got to win.
Hey, guess what happened?
Oh, when what?
Hey, Rodney, since you've been a Rodney, since you've been a WCSC, have you won a championship?
Yes, 2016.
I was.
Okay.
That was under juice.
Hold on, so let me ask you a question.
I'm just saying, was that under Juice wing?
Huh?
Was that under Juice's wing?
Hold on, Juice was there. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Well, hold on. Was my son playing on that championship team?
I mean, yes. You
I said, that's a no fucking question.
I said yes.
Don't get hype about
Yeah,
that.
I
Hold on. Hold on. What the nigga ask me questions? What the nigga ask me questions?
Guess why? Because O'Connell broke up and I refused to let him go to a trash ass
Hold on.
school.
You refused to let my son?
Yeah, I'm going.
You really want to say that correct?
Yes, I refused to let him go anywhere. So yes.
So who's gonna make the final decision?
Wait a minute. Oh. You didn't. There's no question you made the final decision, but I walked into our office and said, "You need to bring him on."
Is that true?
Is that true or not?
Are those
That's
facts?
a no question.
Mr. Patterson, are those facts?
Mr. Yes or No Man.
No.
Those are not facts.
No.
So you.
Hold on.
So,
That was
Mr.
after-
Patterson,
Hold on. That was after the
Mr.
conversation.
Patterson,
it is true.
That's after the
did
conversation.
Deontay Holden vouch for your son?
Hold on. Oh, did he vouch for my son? Yes, he did.
Okay.
He did. Yes, he
Did
did.
he get any kind of money?
Did he get any time money? Originally, no.
Did he get?
Originally, no.
Why you got these word games?
No way.
Did he get any kind of money?
And Lil Rodney.
Change the mind.
He said $8,000.
Hold on. Now, when y'all two motherfuckers know about me, it's motherfucker about when they come to my motherfucking money. So, hold on. So understand something. I keep I keep records at any time.
That wasn't the question. In Rodney's time at the Maverick, did he receive?
Did he receive?
I didn't receive him. What did I say? At the beginning, he
That's
did.
not the question.
Wait.
In Rodney's time,
Hold on. So hold on.
Sir,
The reason why he
it's
did
a
it.
simple
The
question.
reason why he did it
Sir.
is I had to petition the coach.
Nobody
I got
asked
the
that.
emails by petition
Sir,
the coach.
nobody asked you that, sir. The question remains.
That's a straightforward question, right?
Did he receive financial assistance?
Okay.
And let me explain something to you. There's no disrespect to nobody in this room. You and I both know when it came to finding out who was getting money, he was gonna call me in that office and was like, "Dude, yeah." I mean, let's be honest. Shit, he gave Troy money.
Oh, relax.
Oh man, this brain is dead.
All I'm saying is, listen. I love Lil Rodney. When the situation happened with O'Connell, he said he was ready to move his son. Oh, let's put him in a good situation.
So basically, in layman's terms, Juice took you up on his.
Oh man, J-Mo said he's on the way.
Juice took you up on his
He won the
wing.
championship.
Got you a championship. Got you.
Yeah,
Let you see what winning was like.
Got me another championship.
Okay.
Okay, they got you a private school.
Tay, listen, Tay, we have not forgotten about you because we know you need to get on the couch and vent some stuff because you've been in this damn thread venting like shit. Because the flowers is cold as shit and the flower stores are not open anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
They are not.
And he's passing out bags of mulch and that shit not working.
Damn.
He asked to bring some ice. He bought his hotel bucket of ice. Couldn't go past the store. What the hell is going on, Tay? It's cold outside, nigga.
Damn, that is back.
Hell yeah.
We don't have a commercial break.
No.
He went straight to you. He didn't even warm it up, no side conversation. That went straight to you.
You know me, man. I'm still laid back in the cut like Parras said.
Laid back in the cut like the rock. In the words of my guy Nas, I'm a word person. How are you laid back? Is that by choice?
Damn, they.
This nigga been in the thread, bro.
Damn, they.
Yo,
This nigga been in the thread heavy.
listen. You gotta understand right now.
Damn, this on
I
live,
get it.
though,
Yeah, it's definitely live.
Yeah, it's been
I get it,
live.
I understand.
They don't know how to live. He get everybody that. He get everybody that. You remember what he used to do to me?
Hey, do we need to move this to the basement?
Yeah, that's what I said. We need to go to the basement.
Well, man, we here right now.
Yeah.
Right now, we got a chair over here.
You got lights. You got camera.
Lights everything. We in the shop. This is the real shop talk.
We in the shop.
But we not evading. Tay, we not evading anything. So is that the lay back in the cut like peroxide. All of the flower shops are shut down right now. It's shut down right now. Rent is paid up.
No, trap still open. No, trap still open.
I ain't trying. I'm a little bigger than trap. Right
Is the flower shit getting old?
now. No, I never get old.
No, trap flowers still open. No.
Flowers never.
He ain't got nothing to do. with flowers.
Flowers never get old. But
I'm flower god.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm flower god. Yeah, I'm flower god.
why you ain't bring me no flowers?
Who said they ain't got it?
It's a flowers now.
We have not seen any flowers in the thread.
You said why you ain't bringing no flowers at the championship game. When he caught that touchdown, you should have met him on the field.
I sure should have. You're right. That's my partner. But I was coming from the road.
Ronnie needed some flowers. He
I
should have
I was on the road, man.
Man, listen, man. Let me tell you that about the breakfast of champions, man. How we ate that morning, right?
It's about Miss Shirley's.
We seen in Miss Shirley's.
One second.
The homie Lonnie B was in there eating good. You know what I mean? He posted live on that he was at Miss Shirley's. We sitting right there. We all eating real good. But the breakfast of champions, we had French toast, scrambled eggs, grits,
Chicken strips.
chicken strips. We had Aduli chicken sausage there. I mean pancakes, J-Mo. You know what I mean? We had a lot going on. The waffle. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. We had a compadre. They might have had a mimosa. I mean, had to stay warm. You know.
I don't want to know about y'all breakfast.
Their breakfast was cereal.
Sir, Cheers.
Cornflakes.
Or cheers.
They had cornflakes. They ain't had Frosted Flakes. They had cornflakes.
I mean, it's 2022. It's still
They y'all bill $60.
It's 20.
What's that?
We ordered some food.
Yeah, I'm sorry, really?
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh yeah, it's a strip mall right down the
So
street.
I cash out you Monday when I talk to the lady.
You don't take this shit.
Are you going to the Turkey Bowl anymore?
Am I going to the church? I'm from Washington D.C. I was born and raised in Northwest Washington D.C. When Easter opened up, I've never missed a turkey bowl on Thanksgiving
Okay.
ever. And I'm wearing my St. John sweatshirt.
Definitely put on the St. John shirt.
So did you go to Dunbar or Cardozo?
I went to Cardozo, Cardozo. What?
Corporate white.
Are you put on?
Purple is
You ain't going to the Turkey Bowl.
purple exemplifies what?
You're not gonna have a Baptist shirt on you.
What was that five?
Nah,
You're
I'm
not-
actually playing tomorrow.
He turned this shit in.
You turned the shirt. You're not gonna put that on until August 1st. Oh, that's right. You said you're not putting no more Baptist stuff on until August 1st.
I ain't say that.
You don't want to be seen as
I
that
ain't say
August
that.
1st.
I ain't say that.
Understand?
Man, look, you know, I love
I
it.
ain't say that.
I need to be promoting my play, man. What's the name of my shit again? That I forgot. I came up with a couple names and shit.
Oh, for the record,
Um.
Rodney told us we done anyway because we don't got no more players. We need to worry about it.
Oh yeah, y'all done.
We done.
Y'all losing 8 players,
We losing
and your money
money.
might be okay. So that and the math has bread.
Yeah, they got break for people.
They have bread.
They got break
So
for people.
just make sure you understand that.
Now look, listen, I've been on. We live, so I'm gonna let it.
Trend
be.
like
But I've been on both sides of the.
Yeah,
I've been on both.
I don't recall me saying none of those words.
oh, damn.
Yeah, you know we live, right?
We definitely.
Yeah, I know we
It was
right.
I'm just saying, you know we live, right?
Right, we live.
I can go back and play
Boy,
it.
run that back.
But we can do instant replay.
Wow, this man's.
You know how like
Wow.
they tried to say it was an incomplete pass, and the ref peeped it at the screen. Oh, he got 2 feet, 2 knees down. That's definitely good. And he held the ball up for him.
No, I was right there. He got it. What's thing? I saw him when he beat Jerry.
Oh, you saw?
No, I saw that.
So you know
That's why I said he made a hell of a play.
That's why I said he made.
Yeah,
He made a really good play.
He made up every ball he dropped this season.
I just love like that.
How you
Look
know?
like good.
I moved the ice.
Right, so you got the love like right?
Yeah,
Right, let's change the subject. Right, what's about the
This
love like
man
right?
take really bought a hotel bucket with ice.
Hey, Rodney, who's bro? Stone, he was
We got a piece of bowlies. I mean, I can eat the pepperoni. I like when Knox order food.
Hey, Rodney, what's good about your love life?
Wow.
It's under my control.
He said his love life was good. I was just
So Tay, you see everything just taken away from your shine and everything's just directed at Rodney.
I don't know.
I know you needed to be on the couch and you needed to vent because according to the
Do
text,
I need to move?
Hey, pop that back.
I need to move. Do you need to lay 5 foot out?
But we say that. It's not just your wings. I ordered 12 wings.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat some of your wings too.
You don't even eat hot wings, nigga.
I'm gonna eat some today because I'm a champion.
Okay, champ.
Yeah.
There's some Old Bay in it too.
Yeah.
And when you're a fucking champion, you do shit that you ain't been doing.
Okay.
Some people ain't used to it. Oh,
wow.
he said it ain't. He just said some people.
It's been a long time. It's been so long. What do you want that
Since
shit?
I touched the
91,
trophy.
I thought you want that shit to 91, 92?
What?
You want that shit?
What championship?
You say you want two.
You get hot?
Yeah.
You got hot?
I got 12.
You got 12?
Yeah, that's me right there. Yep.
No, them Old Bay.
Them Old Bay. These hot. Probably too small now.
Tall it.
No.
04 and 06.
Okay. Open them up.
Give me that one, Duke.
I mean, eat that.
I know. I told y'all that big joint was mine.
No, it's not.
That's
That's Old Bay.
These Old Bay.
Whoa.
That's hot.
These are Old Bay. He ordered 6 hot, 6 Old Bay.
You order Obey for you to
This
get
nigga
eat
Obey.
Obey.
Those are all
I
over.
ordered 12 Old Bay, and you know what? He probably mixed them two together.
I just
Let me see if he charged me though.
this hot and this.
That's the original order. That's the special.
I just give me those. Yeah.
But these, like, you probably say these.
Just give me those.
These all Old Bay, bro.
I
These are all
ain't got time to
Old
do
Bay.
busting
Don't
that
make it
right.
Wow.
I want to talk to Rodney. I'm here to talk to Rodney. Because I haven't seen my man.
You did get off the field kind of better.
No, I didn't, motherfucker. I ain't took a picture.
Hey, nah. My man ain't want to take a picture with me, man. Riley ain't want to take a picture with me. Since when?
Tay, you supposed to text on the, you know. He said, "What's up to everybody in the room?"
Who?
Delonte.
Hey, how long does it take for you to fall out of love with somebody?
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I ain't go.
Don't worry about it.
No, nigga, we gonna answer that question.
Well, okay,
Ain't no such thing.
How long were you in love?
Ain't no such thing.
And that's the first question. The second question is,
If it's real
if it's real love,
you
you never fall out.
you shouldn't fall out of it. But if you do, it should take you the same amount of time that it took for you to fall in.
For real? So some people fall in love in no time though.
Nobody really love
I ain't really love.
Well, here's the thing. What's falling in love? What's the difference?
Well, you love them or what you love them?
I think love.
Through my life experience, I don't know.
What is being in love and falling and being in love and falling in love?
Shit, you ask me, I don't know.
Okay, man. Put some time away was in the book. Okay, man.
Right. I mean, I hear people say I'm in love, and then I hear people say I love them. Like, what's the difference?
I agree with Eddie.
What's the difference?
One ain't real, one ain't. Oh, wrong number, my fault.
I don't know. Look at me stop.
You pose the question. How long you think?
I asked the question because I don't know. I'm so confused.
When you fell in love,
What are you right now?
how long did it take?
When I fell in love,
Hey, this your favorite customer. I'm trying to go
Took
with
some
my
time.
because I'm missing a set of wings.
took some time.
11303
Yeah,
Lennox Drive.
maybe.
I think falling out of love depends on the
All right,
severity.
so I got the special. 2 P2
I
large.
don't think you're gonna be in love or
And
staying in
12
love with
wings, right?
somebody that say fuck your
And I
man.
got an order of 12 buffalo.
If you love them, you love them.
You said hi, I said yeah.
You can't just turn
And
love
then I got an
off.
order
If you
of
really love
12
No.
baby.
That's what I'm saying. What's falling in love? Because if there's
Say it one
criteria
more time,
for saying you falling in love with somebody, there's criteria.
Are you in love with
When
your
you're
wife?
not doing that shit no more, are you still in love?
I don't know what you're
Are you in
saying,
love with your wife?
but I know I want it.
I love my wife. I don't know the difference. I don't think there's a difference.
Okay, you
That's
love
the
your
old
wife.
man.
Yeah, I love my
I
wife.
got
If
66,
you go out and
right?
fuck your man tomorrow,
That's why I was gonna make sure.
You may be mad. You may even
The
stop.
other guy, he ordered.
Then we'll make us
Well,
stop loving her.
Gotta ask
You
for it.
said hi.
So
I
the
said,
things
yeah.
that we built
And then the last order
that
was
caused us to be, that
12
caused me to
Old
love her
Bay.
like I love her,
12 Old Bay,
that shit's
I
not
got
happening no more. So I gotta
12
say that I don't love her
special.
no more.
but I don't have.
I think it goes down to I care about what happens to her. You know what I'm saying? I care about what happens to her. I don't want to see nothing happen, bad happen. I don't want to see her get hit by a car.
Right.
But the shit that I did that they caused me to fall in love or to be in love with her, that shit is over. I know over. I mean, what you done?
Process.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
So
That's all right. That's all right.
process
Thank
is
you.
right.
buddy.
What do you think, Rodney? Do you fall out of love?
I'm with you with the in love piece because to me, personally, love is an action.
I don't know if you fall out of love. I think you learn to cope with being separate from the person. If you truly love a person and y'all separate, you learn.
Turn love off.
Yeah, you can't turn love off. You learn how to cope.
Well, look at it like this. Before you met somebody, let's say your first wife, did you love her when you first met her? Or did you build to that? Because it had to be an inception point. It had to be a start.
No,
Because when you met her, you didn't love. You can't say that you loved her.
I was attracted to her,
Okay.
and then
That's not love,
I grew to love her, and to this day, I tell you, I still love my ex-wife. I'm not in love with my ex-wife.
That's what I'm saying. What's the difference?
In love with my ex-wife is this is my definition of it. Is
Okay.
I'm not enamored. I'm not head over it. I'm not starstruck by her. Like when if she does something, or she succeeds at something, I feel like I succeed or I accomplish something. When she succeeds something, I'm grateful and I'm glad for her, but that's not an end all be all. I can't live without her. I can't, because I've learned to move on. I'm grateful for her success. I'm grateful for everything she's done. I'm grateful that she's moved on. But as far as my life, I had to move on, and I had to find somebody that can help. That I feel like
So you saying you fell out of love and then downsized to I love her.
I learned to cope without her, because I still love her. I still have love for her.
I respect you, eh? I'm just saying, like, no, I'm just saying. I mean, people say I'm in love and I love, and I'm just trying to figure, like, what's the difference, though? Like, really, what's the difference? Or is there a difference?
No. I mean,
I think some
I
people,
feel there's a difference.
I think some people confuse I care about you, not love you.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I care about your well-being. I care about whether or not something happened to you, and they confuse that with the emotion of I love you. Because to me, love is the action word.
Mm-hmm.
Love is shown through action.
Sure.
Which is why I also believe most people love is conditional, because when those actions stop, you see the love stop. Oh, I love him, until they go fuck your girlfriend, then you hate him.
Yeah.
So it's conditional. It's based on what he was doing to feel whatever need he was feeling for you with his acts.
Love is also based off emotions.
Okay, so
It's a feeling. You know,
can you?
I feel like most individuals understand that it's a feeling.
But a feeling driven by actions.
It is a feeling driven by action, but it's still a feeling. Like, and if whatever you feel for that person goes away, sometimes, you know, what they think is love kind of, you know, vanishes off or you know, kind of, you know, just goes away when, you know, I know myself and Knox, we both always say, like, I don't believe anybody loves unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
They love with conditions. We all do.
I disagree.
All do.
You know,
The only individuals
you love
you love your kids unconditionally, but there is Say it one a time. point where you love your kids with conditions as well. There's just certain things that you will not allow your kids to do, say, or act upon you that'll make you say, I still have the same.
So it's safe to say there are limits to unconditional love. Like,
yeah.
That's why the child smoking crack, it ain't for so many times you don't put them in the house because they still in.
But that's why we both. That's why we all agree. I won't say crack, but you know, but we all understand that there are conditions.
But I think with that though, Juice, when it comes to unconditional, I think they're saying that the love is actually not going to stop. Maybe you want to put limits and barriers and stuff on what you're going to do for them, but you're not going to stop loving your son.
Love then?
Say it again.
What's in love?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because I don't believe as in love. And listen, not to be over spiritual, the Bible say, hey, love your neighbor as yourself. It just leaves it right there. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Well, I definitely.
So what is in love?
I definitely believe, like you said, unfortunately, in this day and age, the word love is now what it means to you. Unlike most words that we have out in our world, they have definitions to one. But unfortunately, the word love has been turned into what it means to that person.
That's your interpretation.
Right. So, to me, it's only one. I agree with you, Daddy. It's only one. And if you can, to me, love mean unconditional, mean nothing can separate. It don't go away. It don't change. And nothing you can do, meaning unconditional. So back to the action thing, I agree that it seems like it is developed by action, but I can't see how it goes. I can't see how it can go away from action.
Why not?
Because that means it ain't unconditional. Well, that's what I said. So I feel like love is driven by action. See, I like that he added driven. I do like that, the driven part. Like, there's a path to everything.
I mean, if you think about the dating scene, everybody, you know, goes through the nostalgic period. Hey, I'm calling you. Oh, he called me today. He's just always thinking about me, blah, blah, blah. You building up certain things. Oh, he bought me flowers today. Oh, he paid my rent. Wow, he really loved me.
God dang.
He really, I ain't talking about the Bible typically. But I'm just saying, so I think you're building a resume to get that final reward, what they say is LOVE. You've done all of this. You've continued to do it. You've been consistent. So now here's the reward. ILOVEU.
I think a
I
lot of
don't
women.
like the reward word, but I know what you're saying. I don't think it's something that you should. I don't think it's some type of prize.
I'm just saying. So how do you get to love then? If you because you're saying unconditional. So at some point, that there are things that there are examples that have to be done,
Right.
or things that have to be done for you to say I unconditionally love it.
But let's think about what you just said. Let's take that what you said. When a woman or man, when y'all have a baby, y'all take that baby and that baby ain't doing nothing. It ain't no action. The baby, you just commit to that baby. You say, oh my God, I love this guy.
Well, the result is what you two brought together and created.
Right.
So I think that's what triggers.
But
I mean, that might not be apples to apples. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying if you think about what you and the person that you love created together, brought together, now you have the opportunity to raise that child into the child you want them to be. I think that love just comes with a situation like that. Versus like a new barber coming in your shop and you're like, oh, I love this dude. Like, I don't know this nigga. Say my life.
Some people love out of loneliness though.
but
Some people, hey,
They do.
Damn, say, hold on, say, stop.
let's go.
Say it again, say it again, say it
Yo, I'm in counseling and therapy. Like, relax, calm down.
Come on, say
I'm a different type of nigga
it.
now.
Come
I'm
on,
a
say
different
it.
type of nigga. Like, I ain't really taking a whole lot of bullshit from niggas, women. A lot of women and guys and men is loving out of loneliness, man.
I want you to respond upon that. Please respond upon that.
I mean, it's,
Codependency is a mother.
it's simple. You gotta be comfortable being alone first.
Yes, Lord.
So this,
That's part of healing.
I've always said,
Yes, all right.
my at least we done. Hey, you have to be comfortable in your skin being by yourself so that you can appreciate being with someone who brightens your day. Like if you're used to everybody catering to you and doing everything, like whatever what girl A is doing for you, what girl B is doing or C, none of it. It never really, it doesn't matter because you feel like we're all fighting for your love. But when you're comfortable with being alone and understand what it takes to be alone, you'll appreciate what it means to be with someone. And right now I think it's sad. I think I just had a conversation recently that, like it or not, even with everything that's going on in the world, we inevitably have more than we've ever had before. We're able to make more money than we've had before, but I know it goes with the time, and I'm not saying that we should still be back into the times that where our great grandfathers and stuff grew up. But all I'm saying is we have more. The black the black race, we have more. And that's not saying that we have enough. We just have more than we had, but we're way more unhappy to me than we were then, because now everything is based on being independent. I mean, it's never more evident than when you look at the way, say, our older parents or grandparents grew up. How many people have 5 or 6 bedroom houses where it's just living their life? So you have 4 other bedrooms or 5 other bedrooms in a 6 bedroom house that's not being used for anything. They're unoccupied. That, to me, when our great grandparents and stuff grew up, and yes, I understand that times were different. Women didn't have choices, and so I'm not saying we fully need to go back to whatever it was. I'm just saying that when you look at today's society and what we're all building and what we have more, but the black household is it's the most unhappiest that it's ever been.
I think that's by design.
Yeah, no. But, well, I'm gonna go back to something we did on the podcast before, but it's also by choice, because you have choices.
They settle though.
Like you have. So now
settling is at an all-time high.
There you go.
Is it? I don't know.
You said what? You said what?
Settling.
Settling is at an all-time high.
Absolutely.
No, I think this thing of
What?
I hate that I'm about to say this, and I'm going to criticize this, but I hate this term independent black woman. That shit is killing our household.
By design, absolutely.
It's killing our households. Yes, you have the right to go out and make your own money. Yes, you have the right to like be able to do what you want to do with your money. But this whole I'm independent, I don't need a man shit, is killing the black family household.
Because it's a lack of structure.
When you say design, what you mean?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm just so. I mean, I'm a fan of just the whole systemic process that's in
Yeah.
place to
I believe
destroy
it.
and eradicate black people.
I agree.
Everything from like, how things were set up for black people with projects, even our diet,
Welfare, Medicaid,
welfare,
Grocery
again,
stores.
Medicaid, disproportionateness of
low-income housing.
low income housing, how we earn money with like we're making money like you said, but white people make so much more than us for
The
some reason.
education system.
Then the turning women, like the welfare system is like, hey, yeah, we'll take care of you. You just can't have this man living in your house.
So how
we'll
long
take
do you
care of
think that's been in place?
That's been in place for a while.
Years.
That's been in place for a while.
So how long?
I mean, I think even before slavery, transatlantic slave trade, you go through the transatlantic slave trade, everybody ends up over here. I think to eradicate the black man has been in place since even before the transatlantic slave
How long
trade.
you think? So you're saying hundreds of years. How long you think we known about this?
I guess as long as we've been born,
Well, I think-
as
I
long
think
as when we
still-
come to the understanding of it.
I think we're still ignorant. I think we're still ignorant to the idea.
And ignorant mean what? What do ignorant mean?
That's you don't know.
So let me
It
back
ain't
up.
about it. I don't
Let me
think-
back up there. How long you think we've been on? Which one go together?
When we came,
Knowing or ignorant to it? Which one?
I think we've been ignorant until we came to the point of understanding. When that was for me or you,
Right.
that I mean, when I was in elementary school, I had no idea. It was Christopher Columbus discovered America.
Right.
As I got older, and even into my later years, into my 20s, late 20s and everything, really just started like hearing different things. Into my 30s and stuff, really started trying to research this and this and that. Getting into my 40s, really studying it, it's like, damn, we've been bamboozled
We've been
for a
hoodwinked.
while.
So
For the
what you
longest.
think? You think there's? Let's just say I ain't gonna go 100. I'm gonna go 20. I take a low number. What you think the black race, our race, doing about it to change it?
Nothing.
Now,
We're selfish.
why?
Tell you
What
what,
part? Where is the crossroads of when you say, okay, like your man, neighborhood, let's do street talk.
Okay.
Your girl, your man mess with a girl that everybody mess with.
Right.
And you keep trying to tell him, he just keep on messing with him, and everybody else still hitting it. How long does it take him to see, like, damn, nigga, you hitting there, everybody hitting
may
there.
never see.
he may never see.
They may never see it.
Now, who's to
Which-
blame? That's that the system? Or that's what? What is
Well,
who you blame on that?
So what I say is that's a product of the Willie Lynch mentality. Let me play this person against this person.
No,
let me turn this person against him.
Let me know when I
Let me
can
make this old person inferior to this young person. Let me give him the light skinned chick, and you get the ugly dark skinned chick. And it's all so. For instance,
So I'm gonna take a step further though.
Go ahead.
It's the illusion. The government has mastered the idea of giving you the illusion that you have something,
Yeah.
or that
and I hate to give them that credit. They have mastered it.
that you are something that
They
you're
have
not.
mastered it.
It definitely matters.
It's
Always.
an illusion. They give you the illusion that if you wear certain things, you are of a certain
Exactly.
stature.
See,
Right?
it's like watch
good.
this, Knox. It's like watch this. I don't gotta put you in chains and have you picking cotton fields for me and
No
everything.
more.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and let you run on this football field and make these billions of dollars. I'm gonna give you some tax write-off money.
I'm
Go ahead, play
gonna
it.
take a step further than that, right? Because even those people, like if you take the LeBrons, the Magic, the Steels, they're smart enough to learn how to use that system to create generational wealth. Even like Jay-Z. I'm gonna give you one better though, right? I don't gotta kill him. I don't gotta lynch him.
Mhm.
I'm gonna drop the coke. I'm gonna drop the guns.
Yep.
I'm gonna put a liquor store in every corner. Now mind you, I live in La Plata, right? You drive to La Plata, you have to leave your house and drive for 15 to 20 minutes to find a liquor store. to find a McDonald's.
In the
To
city,
find
it's maybe
Popeyes.
every 4
In the
blocks.
cities, every
You go up the
every-
street in Southeast, there's a liquor store.
right around the corner,
Every
right
corner,
up the street.
there's a McDonald's. Every 3 miles, there's a Popeyes at the McDonald's.
There's a carry out.
There's a
There's a
carry out.
laundromat. There's a liquor
Yeah.
store.
Have you ever asked though,
Hey.
with supply and demand, how are they surviving?
I want y'all, hold on, one more thing, Juice. I want y'all to go downtown. Anybody watch, I want y'all to go downtown. Go into the Whole Foods. Because there's no Whole Foods in Southeast.
No.
That shit down by National Stadium, that ain't real Southeast. I want you to go to a Whole Foods.
Or her city.
Go to the produce. Nope, not even Harris Teeter. Because the Harris Teeter on Potomac Avenue
Go.
don't have the same
They
shit.
don't even. That's closed. I'm in Navy Yard. Go to the Harris Teeter or the Whole Foods in Navy Yard and look at the fruit and
No, look at the
vegetables.
produce, and then go back to Southeast, Northeast,
And look at the fruit and vegetables there.
and look at the produce there. You be like, damn, they got shit. What?
You getting a third and
Listen.
fourth hand shit
Listen to me.
in the grocery stores.
I just said this at work the other day. I walked to Harris Teeter.
Even the women different in it.
I walked to Harris Teeter 6 something in the morning. And when you walk in Harris Teeter, and
You see a whole
you walk in Harris Teeter down Navy Yard, at the front is all the stuff that they say we need in our body: fruits, vegetables, and nuts. When you walk in there, it make you want to buy. Like you have to walk past the whole
health.
section. And I'm telling you, there are mornings that I walked in there and been like, "Dang, I want a salad."
These grocery stores even smell different.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They're clean
smell
differently. They're clean
Walk
differently.
to the shoppers, it smell like grease.
They're stocked
All day
differently.
long.
They're clean differently. They listen. They cook chicken. They cook food. They have a hot bar. They make pizza. But everything is, it just seems.
But to Knox's thing, where I think Knox may be going, I think you were saying that you feel it's a choice versus a plan of attack.
Yeah, I do.
Well, so I got another one for you.
Hold up, let me add this right so I won't get lost in my thought. You know, I think about it's how they see us and then how we act. If you got a pit, people got this misconception of pits. Well, it's the way you train them. Because everybody think pits mean. I'm sure whitey look at us the same way. Like, hey, get them black people this. But if you train them that way, if you raise that way, that's how you act. A pit. Somebody just told me yesterday, young lady said, yeah, he don't like his pit because he's too friendly with everybody. That's what dogs do. Because he wasn't trained to attack.
So how would white people train to attack black people and hang them from trees?
I don't know. I don't
Because what it sounds like, it seems as if it seems as if you're saying the way we act that's the way we get treated. And I totally disagree. If
well,
that's
you
what
should
you're
disagree because I didn't say
no, that's why I said if that's what you're saying.
Young man, being an educated adult, being around numerous white people, they do treat us how you act. Now, when you first walk in the room, they treat you by what they see. They treat you as a nigga. When you open your mouth and they find out that you're educated and that you know the same shit that they know, if not more, how they treat you changes.
I can slightly I hear you and I can slightly disagree, and I'll say this. The corporate folks that I work with, when I do work, it's almost like they'll give you that benefit of the doubt. Let me see how he knows what he's talking about. And then for some reason they seem to just try to make themselves relatable. Yeah, bro. They try to use little slang and everything like that and talk to you.
Because they're trying to find
You wanna know why? Because the average nigger, not black man, the average nigger succumbs to that bullshit.
Then let me ask you this then. If we open our mouths and we talk intelligently and we know what we talk about, we understand, how come we're not paid on the same level or treated the same way?
Because
Hold on,
I totally disagree.
We've been told
I totally disagree. We've been talking about reparations for years. Fight for reparations for years. We ain't got this shit.
because we ain't demanded it.
We've been demanding that shit for years, Tony.
We as a people ain't demanding nothing. We as a people have settled for low income housing. We have settled
We've
for
been
welfare.
giving low income housing.
And we settled for it.
We've been giving low income housing.
What you mean? When you say giving, what you mean when you say that? I like this
The
word. better.
champ is here.
What you mean when giving?
Oh, man,
What
don't
do
do
giving
that.
mean?
Don't do that to him.
That this is
Brain
You got no other choice?
Nah,
There you
right
go.
there, bro.
Right there.
Oh,
people that
I can't go with basic. I need to know.
So people that grow up in the hood, do you think they got the opportunity to live up in Potomac?
yes.
How? If they broke? How?
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I'm saying
You
it
said.
now.
You
Oh,
said. You
time
said.
out.
If you
Time
grow
out.
up broke.
Time out, Danny. Did you grow up in the hood?
Absolutely.
Yes, you did.
Absolutely.
You
Conversation.
still live in the hood?
Absolutely not.
Juice, did you grow up in the hood?
Yes.
You still live in the hood?
Okay, Tony, did you grow up in the hood?
Hell yeah.
Do you still know niggas
No.
still in the hood
I do still live.
that you grew up with?
Yes.
Okay.
But hey, we were all given the same 24 hours, same 365. You did a little something different with yours.
Choice.
You did a little something
I
different.
go back to the choices.
Listen,
Now I do agree.
listen.
I agree with you.
I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with saying that they're choices, but even in choices, I mean, shit. I'm in my 40s learning shit that I should have learned years, 20 years ago. That white
Who
people.
told you that?
Who told it?
Who told you that?
I look at
Who
it.
told you that you had to learn this at 40?
I'm getting ready to ask. I'm looking at where my life is now. I'm looking at where my life
You
is
could have
now,
learned it.
and looking at my counterparts, and just looking at what I had, what was in place for
See,
me
you
then.
can't do that. You can't look at somebody else.
No. I'm looking at what I had, the advantages I had, which was shit. It was school to jail. Growing up in Southeast,
I
the
disagree
schools
with you.
look like jails and shit.
I disagree with you only because you might not be ready for that 10 years, 20 years ago.
Okay.
You ready for whatever comes to your doorstep when it comes to your doorstep.
Let me ask you this: Do you feel or believe that the curriculum that's taught in inner city schools is different than upper class neighborhoods
Yes.
in terms of curriculum?
I think that the student that you're teaching is different, so you have to teach a different curriculum.
And to counter that.
No, I have to
Tony, you in DC
I have to
Public
speak to this.
I had to disagree.
I
with
have
that.
to speak to this.
No, I don't.
The
I don't.
kid- No, I
I
have.
had to
Go
ahead.
This is a fact.
Yes.
This is a known fact.
Yeah, it is.
Inner city kids are exposed to way less than our suburban children.
Yeah.
From curriculum to
Is that what
experiences.
you asked?
Hold on.
Yeah.
You asked about pluses
Also-
and minuses?
Also,
Or did you just say?
also just the,
because I know
I'm
some
specific.
inner city
I
kids.
said the curriculum. I was specific.
We're
I
talking
said, do you
about-
feel
also
that the
Hold on, let me clarify.
this is the foundation of the curriculum.
Let me clarify.
Different.
Let me clarify. Not inner city kids. Kids who go to inner city schools. Because there's some
Like
kids who live in inner cities,
Yeah.
but they don't go to inner city schools.
Okay, I go
Because
with that. I go with that.
my kid lives in Southeast with his mother, but I would never send him to a school in Southeast.
Why not?
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Why do you think integration really started?
Why do I think integration really started?
It's rhetorical. Integration really started because if you look at all the inventors, they were all of color. They were doing stuff without
I'm with
resources
that.
that they was creating stuff.
I'm with that.
You got this refrigerator in there, not because we had an icebox.
I got you.
You had it because guess what? We need to store grandma food.
Who took credit for
How
it?
we gonna do
Watch
that?
this. All of that shit has been stolen from us.
No.
All that shit has been stolen
Understand.
from us.
Understand.
I'm with you. I'm just saying. This shit
Understand.
gets stolen from us.
You can steal a bunch. You can take a bunch of different ideas and make
Right.
it your own, but can you apply it? See, the application of black folks is what the curriculum is trying to do. St. John's is a great example. They have an innovation program. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to grab everybody who has resources to get some kid's idea that they can profit off that idea, and now this company is huge, it's blown up. That's the reason why they integrated schools.
Keyword you said, profit. And who's
Again,
that profit-
it's
who's that profit go
so
to?
so
The top
when you
1%?
talk about curriculum, I ask you the question: who comes up with the curriculum? Is it the person that's inventing this icebox, or is it somebody who can't see that icebox? That's like, oh, this is what you have to do
My
to
theory
be in
is
society.
to answer that question. Let me give them the answer. So to answer that question, I think when you say who comes up with that curriculum for schools in inner cities, I think it's people that don't want to see what they already know about black people. Like you said, inventors and all of that stuff. They don't want to see them succeed
The curriculum's
to
the same.
get to a certain level.
Time out.
I don't agree with that.
It's our
In the
fault.
way you present
It's
it.
our fault. I went to my son's to go to school.
Why you don't want them to go to school?
I'm talking about. I'm about to do this. I went to his PTA.
That's all it did.
So
It didn't last long.
Yeah.
Talk about yourselves on the phone.
I went
got
to the school PTA meeting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now the population is probably 50-40, probably
we order some
60-40,
Yeah.
maybe, right? It's not. It's Caucasian kids,
Insane.
it's Capitol Hill kids, right?
Right.
But in the PTA meeting,
Hold on.
They take cash, right?
what how many black parents were in the meeting?
Probably not a lot.
Two. With a school with a population of maybe 500 middle schoolers, there were 2 black parents in the PTA meeting. Now I work at a school in Southeast.
Same thing.
You know how many
Order the same everything.
black parents on the PTA?
Yeah, but we supposed to have got more wins.
Kingdom,
We don't have a
Yeah,
PTA.
order, yeah.
Kingdom.
I wonder why that is. Why do you feel that is?
Phil, what?
So
He said that at his school they don't have a PTA, but at his son's school they got a PTA and it's only 2 black parents. So there's a big disproportion.
So this is what I've learned. You know, I think we've all been fortunate enough to coach. You know, coach kids of our own ethnic background, and they grew up just like us. But we've also been granted the opportunity to coach kids who don't have the same problems that our inner city kids are having. So I have the ability to be able to factor like what each kid needs, right?
Okay.
At least I feel like I can, because I understand what kids don't have, but I can see what some kids do have. I always go back to choices. Like we in the public schools, we have a lot of kids, parents who don't even show up to the PTA because they feel like they've been working all day, they tired, and like if he ain't in trouble, why? But when you get to the private school, it's preventative. It's preventative maintenance. It's like getting your oil changed on the car. You know what I'm saying? Rotating your tires. These are things that help your car last longer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These are things I feel like, though in our public school systems, that doesn't happen. There is no preventative maintenance. It's, oh my God, I got a flat tire, I need to change. There isn't. So
Well, I say in a public school system, there's certain aspects of the public school system.
right, I mean, I don't think it's all public schools, because I believe that, like as he about to say, I believe that the area that the school is in, and with the demographics and who's in the school
Fairfax, Loud,
also change. But
Montgomery.
let's go into DC and let's say School Without Walls, or I mean, and for those who might not be familiar with those schools that are
Let's talk about Baloo.
in Georgetown, but we got
you gotta look at who go to School Without Walls. You gotta look who go to the management, right? So our congressmen and our high officials who work on the Hill, they send their kids to School Without Walls.
their kids got to go to school in DC, or
The chancellor of DC child went to School Without Walls, so you know their curriculum will be legit. You know they gonna have what they need.
So I look at it like this. I mean, we both on both sides. I use Oxon Hill as an example. Oxon Hill High School, you should, for lack of a better word, you should accompany a lot of different neighborhoods. Glass Manor, Birchwood, Forest Heights, Prophecy, all those different areas, right? But now when you look at Oxon Hill's borders, to keep Oxon Hill a certain exclusive, or to have a certain type of child to come there, to keep it as far as curriculum wise, they reduce the border. So the education and the money that's put into that school as far as education is only going to certain kids. Whereas when you go to the kids that's Prophecy and all of that, there are no longer boundary to them. So they
why
can't
is that,
go to
right?
that school.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
My belief is you're only catering to a certain.
No, it's very simple. Our people don't show up to city council meetings. They don't show up to board of education meetings. They don't show up to PTO meetings. So guess what? When those votes are made, The people who do all the complaining, they're not in there to vote.
Clearly is the truth.
I beg to differ because, well, I can only speak for myself. Is when that boundary thing was done, my mom lives in Forest Heights. She was at the PTO meeting. It's
How
not.
many-
Hold on. You're about to get to what I'm about to say. It's not enough. It's people out there speaking. It's just not enough for us. It keeps division among.
So I had a conversation recently. When votes happen, they're all decided by what we consider minority or majority.
Yes.
So when the majority of people vote for something, if there are not enough of us at a meeting to present a vote, but there's enough of them because it has to be at least 50% of the place has to be full with voters. Well, if there's only 20 people who've been voicing their opinion about how the school system is done, but there's 75 other people who don't want. I don't want the schools to integrate and change. I don't want my kid going to school with his kid or her kid because I know what that brings. I know what it brings, and they're voting, so they have the majority of the vote. So you're right. Whether we like it or not, there aren't enough of us there voting to even make change effective.
No.
And I'll go back to once again, it's choice. You're tired. I understand. You're sitting at home. You worked all day. And I mean, for all of us in general, I know for at least us four, our days are super long. Do you think he gets to go home and say, I don't feel like dealing with my son
What
because
about the ones who not tired? What about the parent I call and say they hang up? I'm in the nail salon.
It don't matter about if you're tired or not. It matters about what your morals are. Because if something's high on your moral compass, you gonna do it no matter how.
We're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure out.
You gonna go to work
I
tired.
know what shit I do.
You gonna go to work tired.
Tired.
I think
Tired. Mentally.
So let me ask this.
Physically tired.
So Tony, let me ask this. So if we go back to the inception of a systemic process to really eradicate black people, to limit black people, to hold black people back, if we look at this deep root and we get calls like I'm at the nail shop, do we not consider that this process that's been put in place has been put in place to have that excuse? I'm in the nail shop.
Well,
don't care about your kid because this is more
let's
important.
take it back. Let's take it back 400 or 500 years ago, right?
Y'all buying Christmas gifts to y'all exes?
When slavery was in place, right? Damn.
Wow, we lied.
We live.
Why is that? We lied, Jimbo.
But this is take one.
But I'm gonna answer this question.
Go ahead.
It goes back to slavery, right?
Right.
Tell you why. What did they not allow black people to be able to do in slavery?
Definitely didn't allow them to read.
You couldn't read,
Definitely didn't allow that.
right? Because once you educated, you now can make an informed decision.
Absolutely.
What's
What's the theory that you hear? If you don't want black people to know something,
Hide in the book.
hide it in the book.
Hide in the book.
And that's
So
to this day.
How long that's been out? How long that process?
That thought process.
So
That process is out here.
so
you know the scary part for me is that you say how long has it been out, and they're still doing it. We haven't done anything to change it.
Like how long do you blame it?
So they're still putting it in their books, and we aren't. Just take the time to go
because if you're
read something, and if you don't know something, listen to me. Surround yourself with people. Like if you're the smartest person in the room all the time, that's not a room that you should probably be in.
But understand something. I hear that, and what I would say to you is you're 100% right, but you are talking to certain sectors of our people we are broken. We got different levels of our people.
And let me add this too, right? And maybe this doesn't apply to us because we made the choice.
We right.
So we're more so
we
generalizing people that haven't made the choices and what's going on with that group of people. Because when we talk about we need to come together, it's not that many of us, and I'm not saying like thousands, millions, but there are not that many black people that are woke that have it together. And even the people that are woke and have it together, they still not coming together.
So
like why we don't have any black banks?
Oh, let me drop this.
What we do?
I'll give you industrial. I'll give you
Okay,
industrial.
Harvard.
I'll give you
Harvard.
industrial.
So we
Hold
know.
on,
I'll give you
Dad.
industrial.
Then let me drop this. The lack of knowledge breeds insecurity.
Yes.
The lack of knowledge, or
The
Yes.
lack of knowledge.
Oh, did they have lack of knowledge in Black Wall Street?
Listen to me.
I'm just saying, did they have lack of knowledge with Black Wall Street?
But-
Yes, there was lack of knowledge.
Because they did not have a fail-safe in place. If
Exactly.
something
Yes.
was to go
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
how do we build this back up?
Again.
Absolutely correct.
But remember what you just said. Like his point.
And then
You
hold on.
said we talking about a specific.
Talking about a small subset.
Yeah, you talking about a specific. See, this is what my thing is. I agree with that part. Like what J-Mo said earlier. Yeah, the system is really delicate more than we think. Like you can say, okay, like he said, yeah, it's a filter to get the smart. Yeah, we know that some of them black kids gonna invent this, like the traffic light and the stops. They gonna invent that. And the ones that ain't like anything that a coach, you cut the niggas who's sorry. You know, or can't help your team. Let's say it that way. You cut the dude. It's the same thing. It's a process that's been going on. So you can look at education the same way. They put in a system that we probably think ain't for none of us to pass, because the only ones that say that is the ones that ain't passing. That little mama that's over there getting those good grades in that Southeast school, that's the one they wanted to get. They wanted her to pass. It's a filter system. Like he said, they're looking for the next traffic light inventor. So as Drew said, so they can invest in that person. Still, like you said, their idea, but it's a little different, it's a little harder now in this day and age, but they're gonna get a piece of it. They'll give you some of it, but they used to just take the whole thing.
Exactly what you're saying. It still follows that Willie Lynch.
But yeah, it does. It does follow.
We gonna go ahead. You light skin. We gonna go ahead and let you in the house.
So you use a license. I ain't agreeing with that part.
I'm just saying that if you read the Willie Lynch letter,
Who wrote this Willie Lynch letter? That's what I mean. You gotta pick and choose.
But
when you gonna follow them?
But they switched it up on it though. It ain't even about color no more.
No, it ain't.
It's about classism.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's about classism now.
Sure.
Right? So they did us a solid, right? Oh, y'all want to keep talking about black people in this glass ceiling? What they do? They took a black man and made him president. So that they gave you a figure to now say, oh, there is no more glass president. There's no more glass ceiling because you have a black president and now, quote unquote, black vice president. So this whole excuse for glass ceiling
And a woman.
That don't mean shit.
But it's the illusion, though.
Sure.
Right?
How make you believe it means something?
Sure.
Now,
Hold on. What you got, J-Mo?
You said don't mean nothing?
No. What does it mean?
That a woman is in power?
What does it mean? You talking about the woman that quarterbacked Joe Biden's jail plan, that quarterbacked in California, locked motherfucking niggas up. What did I miss? Quarterback that.
Hold on. Let me ask you
What is
this.
it?
Before we go further, you
What is
say
it?
lock niggas up. So are you telling me, because let's pretend like I don't know, which I
Okay.
do, but let's pretend like I don't know, she only locked up black people. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You say that.
No.
Because I only know what he highlighted, and I just want to talk about what he highlighted.
No.
And why he highlighted just that specific part.
No.
And then they do a crime.
I'm just saying, for some reason, Knock, every time we have talk, it amazes me how you really have an understanding of like that shit hasn't been done to black people, and hold on, let me finish. There aren't things in place to really keep black people to really keep black people down, to keep black people from aggressive.
Now, why you say
It
that?
amazes me.
But why you amazed when I never said it?
I'm listening to your statements that you're making,
But I didn't
and
say
the
it.
challenges that.
How can someone
How
not
you
say
not
that?
How you not saying it? We listen.
How am I not saying it? I speak. I was taught how to speak. If I don't say it, then I did not say it. Your interpretation.
Okay, what are you saying?
You know what's amazing? How people interpret words you did not say. That means they say like witchcraft, like guessing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna believe it, and I'm gonna react to it, even though that's not what it is. What is comprehension? Comprehension is not nothing until it's something. Comprehension is nothing until you think the black is gonna do this play. It ain't right until they do that play. Comprehension is not a fact. Comprehension is not a fact. Just because you think it don't make it right. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. But I do know that the world do that. I know the world will hear something, they interpret it, they don't know the answer, they fill in the blank themselves, and they react to the answer that they filled in.
So
not the
that's the
answer.
question.
They should ask the question. Don't say, I'm amazed that every time, and then you make it a fact. No, it's not a fact. That's your interpretation. I can't argue that.
Number one, my interpretation of my opinion
There you go.
is my interpretation.
That's what you say.
That's why I said it amazes me
I know.
That's why I
I
said
was telling
lazy.
them right here. You can just ask me.
I just so you feel she didn't lock black people up. Is that
No,
straight enough?
no, I don't
That's
feel that.
that's what he said.
I asked you a question.
He said, did she only?
I asked you a question to clarify.
So I
She
got a
didn't
question.
own it. She didn't own it, but she disproportionately.
So I gotta, no, I
that's
gotta, so I gotta ask this question: did those black people commit a crime?
Did those black people commit a crime?
Did they commit? a
Hey,
crime?
don't answer the question without answering.
Hold on.
Yes,
Hold on.
That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
I'm saying,
So yes or no?
Yes.
Hold on. Yes. Hold on.
Yes.
So was she a
Hold on. Yes, did they commit a crime?
Hold on.
So let me ask this
Let
question.
me finish. I got a follow.
Now these y'all facts. Now you asked me. Y'all somebody's next question.
Let me finish my
What's your
question.
problem?
The answer to they committed a crime, correct?
Yeah.
Was she a prosecutor?
Yeah.
What is her job as a prosecutor?
Her job as a prosecutor is to prosecute any crime committed.
So what the fuck did she do wrong?
Pause. What did she do wrong? Is yes, she did lock up people who committed crimes.
Mm-hmm.
The what it is the amount of time and the amount of cases. Because as a prosecutor, she can dictate what goes to what she does, what does she do prosecute and what she doesn't, and she disproportionately put people of color over top of people non-color for Caucasian wise. So when you hold on. Her percentages on cases. Hold on. So can I finish? The percentages of her case when they commit the same crime, whether you're white or black, all right, whether you're white or black, she prosecuted the black crime at a disproportionate amount than she did the white. That's what they were.
I'm saying the same
First off,
crime.
No, the same crime. They committed the same crime.
Maybe before you go, Jay, but when you say prosecutor, is that the ending? You mean found them guilty?
No. She can't find.
You prosecute everything. Prosecution is what she do.
No. That's what's the name.
Man, it could be more black cases. And when you get this white magazine,
now, if you're gonna ask the question,
Go ahead.
yes, her job is to as a prosecutor, but she can choose what cases she prosecutes.
So what we're arguing about is the gray area. What we're arguing about is the gray area. What she can and what she can't do. Now, if I was to prosecute you on the gray area raising your child, how would you feel? Now let's change it. Right? We going against somebody on a gray area. Let's go against the black and white, which was Tony was talking about. She has a case in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
She has to say, hey, I think I can get this case. Because one thing that you don't understand is that every prosecutor got a percentage that they got to meet, so that they can go and do what they need to do. So are you telling me?
I do understand.
If you're telling me that you can't throw 80-mile-an-hour fastballs and I need to hit home runs, I'm going. Guess what? I'm gonna try to get as many as possible. But if somebody come up that's throwing 95, that got a curveball that I can't hit, am I gonna try to hit that? No.
J-Mo, I do understand it. And as a prosecutor, one thing that you do know is you're going to prosecute the case that you feel like you're more likely to win.
The data that you don't know, though, is how many more black cases there were than anybody else. That percentage that you're talking about.
It's public. It's public record.
So you saying
it's public record. When you put the caseload of the ones that she prosecuted for black versus white, she prosecuted almost 2 to 3 times.
Let me ask you a question.
We're not disagreeing with that.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, don't leave it.
I
you gotta take that call.
Yeah, I just want to know what's the weight of, like he's saying, how many cases was it? This many white cases and this many black?
First of all, they say
hold on,
they put the image that we are always guilty than before proven innocent. Anyway, so those cases are going to be easier because of what the public perception is.
No, but I still have a question.
I got a black defendant; he's guilty until they show me he's not. When it's a white person, it's let me hear inside of the story.
Correct.
So again, when you talk about numbers, that's easy.
I got a question for you though.
Oh, can I answer this question?
Damn.
I got this question because y'all arguments to deal with the gray area. Had these black individuals not committed a crime, would she have black individuals to prosecute?
Would she have more
people? White individuals either.
Well, here's the other part.
The fact that we're leaving out is the motherfucker committed a crime.
I think
we only want to write about free Pookie, and we know the nigga smoke somebody, but we don't want to free him and give him a pass.
I think the biggest point that we're missing is the actual target. Like, I'm going to look
right, and that was the point. That was the point. That was the point I was going to bring up.
So that's the argument.
The police are targeting them. Who sets the initiative for the police to
Yeah,
target
what the hell? That's what I was about to say.
What was you about to say?
Like with that part you just said, I'm just only going by words because you said targeted. So she did this, like she said, let me get them. Let me get these cases. That's a fact.
I read things maybe about 2 or 3 years ago about it. I don't have every specific fact
I agree
right
with
now
that.
for this argument. But from what I read, and a lot of the slights that they had on her was on her and her criminal, her back in that criminal justice reform bill that Biden had passed, basically quarterbacking. It was targeted for black people. There was no issue with her prosecuting to the fullest, but white people with the same crime.
So
white people with the same crime, and this is not a quote unquote because, like I said, about 2 or 3 years ago.
So let me ask you a question before you even talk money. Was it that the black people were, I guess, doing those crimes more than say our white counterpart was?
So that's what I said.
Were we doing it in a more rate?
We can get into all types of different scenarios.
Now
I'm just saying. So
It's prison a business.
Prison.
Okay, so prison is a business,
Prison is a business.
and I'm a private owner of a prison. Where am I gonna put my money in? I'm gonna put my money into the election of who? The police officer that's gonna be doing all of the, that's gonna lead the police force.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm gonna put it in for the DA, right? I'm gonna put it in for whoever the lead prosecutor is. I'm gonna put my money into them, no different than a shoe company puts into a student athlete that's a high school. So I'm asking you a question. Did she do that to ultimately get where she's at now?
I couldn't even answer that question. Man.
Again, it always
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised. If she's
let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Dad, let me ask you a question. No, she didn't do it. The constituents of her husband did. So to answer your question, no, she did not directly do it. Because good business, like you always talk about good business, man. As you sit there when you're doing something dirty, you never leave a paper trail. So what she did is the constituents of her husband put money into her campaign and put money into the people to promote her because they knew there was that. What politics is all about who I can control.
Who gonna play ball?
Who's gonna play ball and play ball the way I want them to play ball.
Correct.
So therefore, she hold on, nothing against her. I applaud her.
So what should she have done better?
Is she not good or not? Like you don't
No.
Okay.
What should she have done better to get where she's
What I'm saying is, I see it for face value. I was a politics major. So politics majors, I don't trust no politics because I think us as a people, we are at the point where we're bamboozled. I don't call myself a Democrat, Republican, or Independent. I call myself, when I vote, I'm voting for the candidate that I feel is going to do what's best for my interest. And my interest, whether that's a Republican, whether that's a Democrat, whether that's independent, because I want to make my vote count.
Let me ask you
Even if I know it won't count.
Let me ask you this on that, Brian, because who do you feel that's been in office that has helped your interests, or who's been in office that's
Trump.
who's been in office?
Trump.
Trump what?
Donald J. Trump.
That what?
Trump has lowered my tax bill by 55%.
Hold on. Also, I tell you like this. For everybody, they talk about Israel and they talk about Bosnia. He was one of the ones that said, you know what, instead of sending all that money to Israel or Bosnia, I'm gonna pull some of that money back and put it back into the American people.
Jews, are you in an open relationship? I'm sorry.
I'm not in a relationship.
Is this curveball?
Oh, that's a great question.
It just popped into my head.
That's a great question.
Because he was over there thinking, and I was thinking, and I'm like, damn, I want to see thinking what I'm thinking.
Why would you ask that?
That's a
Because
great question.
I felt that he was
So tell you
thinking
what,
what
Based off of what?
Can you
What
define
that define
an open relationship?
Because we want to comprehend, because it ain't a fact if you comprehend, so we want to make sure.
The philosophers
That was
over
very
here.
good. That's very good.
We want to make sure. We want to make sure.
Don't you want to know?
I don't know, but
We want to make sure.
I don't want you to
Why would you say
world.
that? That's exactly.
Why would you
Why would you say that?
Ask
Tay?
me a question.
Man, hey, are you in an open relationship?
No, I'm not.
But you haven't
I'm not-
defined to us
I'm
what
not,
open
I'm not in a
relationship.
relationship.
Oh, okay.
What's an open relationship?
What's open
Well,
relationship?
what I'm told, because I really don't know, but what I'm told is
Right.
that basically, I don't answer to you, you don't answer to me, but we are together.
That's not a relationship.
Damn. Is that an agreement?
That's
I
a
don't know. That's
Is that an
I
agreement?
like that word. That's the sound.
So that's a what? Understanding? Or?
yeah.
That's
That's more of an understanding.
Yeah, I guess an understanding.
Are you in an open relationship?
Are you in a relationship?
Wait, hold on. You got a lot of energy. You ain't had that when I asked you the question.
Wow.
I got a lot of energy.
Because I ain't in your
It's an open relationship.
I'm not in one.
Oh, you're not in an open relationship.
I'm
or
not in one at all. I'm not in one at all.
Cool, that's what it is.
Are you in one?
Well, when I
You had a whole lot of energy just now. It was a lot more volume.
listen, when I find out what an open relationship is, then I can tell you. But
I thought you defined it.
No, I don't.
Correct me if I'm
No,
wrong. You
he's
said
taking on somebody else's opinion
Oh,
of
somebody
an
else.
open relationship.
Okay. Do you subscribe to that?
I don't know. I'm trying to help them out.
So if in an open relationship, if you could define it and it would be your rules, what would be an open relationship?
It'll be quite blunt. I do what I want and not in your face.
So what?
I do what I want, not in your face.
That would be an open relationship.
Yeah.
I do what I want, but not in your face.
That's your opinion of an open relationship.
No, that's what I asked him. That's what I asked him.
Nah, what's your opinion of open relationship, sir?
I mean, if it's open like a book and everything can read it, everybody can see it.
Okay.
You ain't no, it ain't no behind.
I like
Nobody, no, you
I
ain't
like
worried
that.
about who see
Everybody
it.
can read it, everybody can see it. I like
Like, you
it.
don't worry about who see it. It's just that's like he said, it's agreement.
Do they got
understood.
Is the book
There's a book sitting on the table.
Book on the table, wide open. If it's open, like an open mean, right? Man, open don't also mean you can see it in the window because it could be a door to unlock.
Right.
But you can go in there. I guess I can't take back what I
So you got access.
You got access. to it.
Access. I like that word, Jay. More access.
What you add to it, Jamie?
Because everybody with access.
Same
don't
thing?
use it.
I don't know what open relationship is.
Do you agree with Nas Tay? Their definition of what
I
they believe.
can't
of what they
define.
believe.
I can't define it. So I can't say.
Tone.
What's up?
Open
You
relationship.
know what the fuck is up?
I agree with you.
What's up? You know what's up? I'm around the table, nigga. 4 niggas sitting down there. What's up?
Hey, this motherfucker get on me,
Oh,
but
this-
You check this
Oh,
out.
we got
Let me check.
I see 7 people on the.
I'm over Nas. I'm over Nas.
I do agree with Knox. It's like an open book. The book is open. The book is out there. I like the word James uses because you have access. A lot of people don't use the access that they have. It's not my fault if you don't read the book.
So, never mind.
Should they catch feelings? Are they wrong if they catch feelings?
No, you're
I
not
like
wrong.
the second question. Yeah.
I know you're not wrong.
Are they wrong? But I mean, emotions are real. So I mean, it's easy for me to say you shouldn't, but it is. They real and emotions are uncontrollable 90% of the time.
But that's a violation of the agreement, wouldn't it be?
If that's in the agreement,
If it was agreed-
emotions may not
Okay.
be in the
Okay.
agreement.
Okay.
What you accept, that's in the agreement. How you gonna react? That's a whole nother thing. Don't blow my phone up to know. why
What's
would
your
you
opinion,
listen?
homie, of an open relationship?
I guess I would say it's what's accepted from both parties. I mean, you know, I feel like if it is gonna be open, I guess you should have the discussion. But if I'm not in a committed monogamous relationship, then it's open anyway.
Have you been in one?
If I'm not in,
Have you ever been in one? Though?
I've been married, so yes, I have been.
Open.
Not open. No.
Have you been in a relationship?
Because I would never allow myself to care for someone and just look at them and tell them that I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do. Because as men, you know, that can open up a book that, you know, there are a lot of women that can't handle. But it also gives the interpretation to a woman that, you know, some men aren't going to allow their women to just do anything. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's monogamy or poly. Like, which one Like poly means you know what's going on. You know that there's more than one person that is there to satisfy the relationship, be it two men, be it two women, however, whatever the case is. But there are a lot of women who
Poly not really open though.
Bullshit.
Poly is a
Bullshit
threesome
is called-
relationship.
Bullshit just
Poly is whatever they
Man,
want it
bullshit
to be.
just
That's what I
called-
mean. It's a
And I'm about to-
threesome.
It's whatever they want it to be.
What's bullshit, Tom?
I mean, but you're right, Jay. It's whatever they want, but whatever that want is, it's a relationship. It's them.
Yeah.
You still can't go out and it's y'all 4 or it's y'all 3. That's a poly.
right.
A poly is
Poly could
that.
also be that I'm committed to you, but I do other things with other people.
I ain't
That's
sure.
also-
I gotta relook
Go ahead
at
and
it.
look it up.
It's
Go ahead and look
like-
your phone.
I don't know that you could go.
I'm gonna
A
say what-
poly is a form of relationship. It's just not just one, two people. It's not
Poly is
traditional.
multiple relationships.
It's most
All the
relationships.
relationships.
That's all it is.
I know, but it's in the.
That's known.
It's most-
It's
It's
like
known. So it's not like, oh my God, they don't know about each other. Like
no.
if I
agree with that.
say I'm out with Knox, then J-Mo
But that's what I mean. It's a relationship. It's just with it ain't open. It ain't open.
So when you use the word
That's
open, are you saying
Like we just
It's
did.
like putting them on the speaker.
Yeah. What you order?
It's what not so.
Oh, you
Oh, the same thing, but I just made sure we got our hot music. So it came up to 75.
Thank you.
What's your cash?
Nobody else?
Yeah, John.
Nobody else?
The dollar sign open
That's
Tim
it.
Jones.
That's it.
Are you?
Now this one is cash. He want to pay cash for it.
So you can still that one.
Yeah.
You say, do he got
Yeah,
that?
I got
You
you.
can sell me and I can cash out.
Okay, all right, bet.
Hey, look, I'm gonna just say what nobody wants. Every relationship is open.
Until you married.
Is it open? Is it open? Is it open because you
We're in a
have a
relationship.
choice?
That's
Every
the part.
relationship,
Is it open because
every
you have a
relationship
choice?
is open.
Because you have a choice?
Well, no, let
People choose what they do.
I ain't saying we're going well.
People choose what they want to acknowledge
I thought you heard
and
I
what they
did.
don't want to acknowledge in a relationship.
Can you please elaborate on that, Brother Tony? Can y'all be quiet so the man can elaborate? Thank you, Chief.
So, good relationship with
Move a little
people.
closer if you can't hear.
Motherfucker, I can't hear you. Regardless. I'm sorry, Tony.
So, individual in a relationship,
right.
everyone has patterns. Everyone has things they normally do, and when something else happens, they switch up on it. You choose whether or not you want to acknowledge it or delve deeper into that
Or accept.
or accept it. So some people, because they're not comfortable with their loneliness, would rather accept it and not address it and stay in that relationship. Doesn't mean the relationship is not open. You know about it. You know about it. Just choose not to address it. Every relationship is open.
So
That's tough. That's tough because of the word relationship.
Every
That's the
relationship
only
is
tough
open.
part.
You just
Every
choose.
relationship.
do you mean it's open by the individuals are choosing to have it open, or the other person knows that it's open?
That's
Because
that's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
it's
That's
free
what I'm-
will. I don't think it's open.
You may
That
not
doesn't
know.
mean it's open.
Your wife.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
So then, your wife may not know who you cheat with or where you at or who you doing it with, but she definitely knows when your mannerisms change. She definitely knows when your mood changes.
that doesn't mean she understands that the relationship is open. I'm just going off of those words.
No, it's open.
I mean, I may have what you say.
I think
what
you said
what
you
say
said-
free will. I may have the free will to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
what I want to do, but she may, even though my mannerism change, yeah, he just acting like an asshole. He just acting funny and everything. But that doesn't mean she knows that I'm going to fuck somebody else. She may speculate, but she doesn't necessarily know that. Oh yeah, this is open, so he feels a certain way, so he
At the
gonna go
point
hit
at
one of his bitches.
At the point at
he
which
feel
you
a certain
accept
way.
it, it's open. At the point at which you don't address it, it's open.
I like the first way you said it. The day that you know, first of all, you gotta know to accept something.
To accept.
You can't accept. It go back to what I said earlier. You can't accept what you think.
But
You
just
gotta
said-
know.
But you
But
just
I
said-
agree with you. When
Yes.
you know and
You
you
can't
still
say
go
that.
with it,
Because you just said
But-
that open relationship is an open book that you have access to, but they don't have access to it, so it's not open.
Yeah, I heard that. I should do the garage.
Under that definition, if the book
He
is on the
said it's
table,
his definition.
yeah, if the book
It's
is on
an
the
open
table,
book. You got access to it.
I just don't like the word relationship, but I guess it could be like you said. Relationship can't fit. I just don't like, and I don't think, like you said, we can't go from.
Maybe it's a situationship. I don't know. I mean, because
You're right. You can't go from open relationship to changing up to.
but if you in a situation
All
and you and
relationships.
that person understand that it's you and them,
That's the key word, understand.
If you got that understanding that it's you and them, and they're just like, hey, I'm not talking to nobody, you ain't talking to nobody.
But that's
So we'll give it a name.
That's
Relationship.
that's when you. That's when
We'll give it a name.
the
Relationship.
conversation to have a monogamous
They don't.
relationship. That
they-
means monogamous
But the
between.
conversation do dictate what it is. I agree with that.
So they, to Tony's point, they don't have an idea that it's open because problems are not addressed.
I think Tony's saying open. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's saying open because you have a choice. You have a, like you say, free will.
Who the money go to? Who did the money?
Which
You said the not.
Send it down.
King open.
Oh yeah. I ain't really. I got made up. Sure.
Y'all got your own
Yeah.
plate
Hey,
No,
yeah, it's a
no,
double
mine's
plate on it.
underneath
It's a double plate on it.
underneath there. What?
It's a double plate on it.
Top
That's fine, right?
What's mine?
Oh,
This
man.
yours?
This is
That's
why
my
this.
I eat that.
Oh, you sure,
You
right?
see that?
Thank you.
That nigga sprinting.
Oh,
Nigga sprinting out there.
oh, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh,
It ain't open.
It ain't open.
It ain't
It ain't that shit that you just talked about.
It ain't fucking
It ain't
open.
It ain't open.
He had to go to the back room
It ain't
to
open.
wait for noise.
We
It
ain't
ain't
no
open.
house.
It ain't open.
Who you truck?
Here's it over.
That's a question that I must ask.
No, sure.
y'all so wild.
Dollar sign Uncle Jimbo.
Is that shit open or is that open?
I don't know.
That's some wild dude.
For those who don't like that,
You the same one that said every relationship is open.
I want to
That's wild.
Open that damn thing. Wait.
Y'all need to make up your mind which y'all in and which y'all not in.
Listen, man, I'm
I
in.
just sent you something. Now.
Okay.
So I mean,
I'm working on something.
if you are in an open relationship, right?
What's the bottom?
Are you upset if you find out she's doing something?
You can't be upset.
Don't say that.
If you asking me, I'm
Use another word. Don't use can't.
You
Because
should
it-
be.
it- I agree with that. Because emotions are bad motherfuckers.
But here's the thing, though. With open
I see
relationship,
emotions.
I'm saying with
running
open relationship, though,
You got
now
more plates.
there just got to be there got to be an understanding when you let them know that it's open. Like if you tell a girl, hey, look, man, I got friends, man. I ain't really looking to be in nothing. I got friends and everything. Then you shouldn't / you can't be upset if you see her with another nigga. She can't be upset if she see you with another because you had the rules understood. It's like you tell the nigga what the boo friend is, not. He can't be upset when you come to collect.
No, I agree. Especially
You can't be
say on this
upset.
day and this. and
On
that.
this day, this is what it is. This is when the boo friend is doing all that shit. That nigga can't be upset when you come to get because he had a slow week.
He's above
They have-
too.
The first one, some old lady joints.
You had okay?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Here you go.
a little one with obey too.
That shit like that.
That must be it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this is.
That nigga's hungry.
Yeah, you gotta feed that brain dead, man. You gotta feed it.
Definitely got to feed that right there.
You don't feed that brain
But-
dead.
I mean,
What you
Say, are you with open or monogamous relationship?
Oh, God. Not tell you.
well, this is what I would say for. Let me halfway answer Jay's.
Oh, this is big.
How far did you say halfway?
No.
So
What you say,
for a lot of men, right?
Say what? I thought you said. You said V.
This must be big.
They're okay
Yeah.
in an open
Crazy.
relationship
Damn.
when it only benefits them. When they're the beneficiary of the relationship being open.
Mhm.
So in actuality, they're not really open. They're selfish because if she knows that you're going out with Susie, if she going out with Mike, are you gonna be upset knowing that she about to go get Mike about to blow her back out?
You know that part. That's too much.
I'm just saying.
I'm talking too much.
I'm just wondering because I mean we all are guilty.
Everybody.
Or
Everybody's possessed.
we don't use like what's good for the geese is good for the
Everybody's
gander. Yeah,
Both men and women are possessed.
Oh, man.
And
right.
so the reason why I say that, not to cut you off, brother.
No, not at all.
We're possessive is because based off your scenario, when if he knows that Mike is about to go blow her back out. He's thinking, I'm about to lose that possession. Because if she likes it enough, she's not going to come back to me. So it's a matter of possession. We all possess it at one point in time.
But that's why I say I feel like we all have a choice.
Yeah.
With, we like when we want to be in a relationship, like, and it's okay. I just feel like if that's not where you headed in a relationship, if that's not where you headed as a person, like you shouldn't let sex or you shouldn't let the way another person feels control you or manipulate you into being in a relationship. If you're not willing to put the other person's needs before your own, then it's probably not something that you should consider yourself even just being like, that's not relationship like, because you should want to see the other person, you know what I'm saying, well off more than yourself. And that's not saying you can't have that in a friendship or have you, but you have to be in a friendship. You can be like, or situationship. Nah, I don't feel like doing it because that's what I don't feel like doing. But when you're in a relationship, you got to compromise. And if you're not willing to compromise and put their needs before your own, it's probably not something that you should be in.
Well, I don't.
You gotta put your needs before.
But most people
before you
don't.
can please anybody else, you gotta please yourself first.
But once again, that's why I said you shouldn't be manipulated into being into something that you're not ready for. Because once you're ready for that, then that means you have, before he came in, you have accomplished and learning to appreciate being alone.
Well, see, now we talking about a healed woman and an unhealed woman.
No, we're talking about a healed person.
Okay.
Hold on.
Because I didn't stipulate whether it's male or woman, because we have men that have
a lot of trauma too.
A lot of trauma.
Yeah. Hold on, but Daddy, remember you were saying, and thank you, Juice, you hit it on the nail without long. Hey, remember you say in love?
Yeah.
My definition of in love is when I'm willing to put their feelings and their accomplishments above and beyond mine, because I feel so entwined with them. When they succeed, I see
You do that for somebody that you love?
huh?
Are you in love with your son?
No.
I love your son.
Hold on, I love my son.
So you
But hold on, but understand something. My son's accomplishments and stuff is his accomplishments versus the person that I'm committing to for the rest of my life. So every time that they achieve, I feel like I achieve.
I told Chief today.
When my son achieves,
right,
it's his personal accomplishment. He achieves. Yes, I'm proud to be the father of him.
But your woman, or whoever you're in a relationship, that's not their accomplishment. That's not their goals achieved or nothing like that.
No, that's what I'm saying. If I'm in love with him, yeah.
But I'm saying the same way as your son's achievements and goals and all of that stuff, the person you with, it's the same thing. It's their goals and their achievements as well, too, right?
Yeah. But
The thing you said, you'll put anything, man, to help them reach their goals and achievements.
I understand something. With my once again, in my opinion, with my son,
right?
Just using my son,
right?
Yes, I'm proud of my son, but that's his goal. I compartmentalize that to where, hey, I'm gonna support, I'm gonna nurture, I'm gonna be behind him, but that's his accomplishment. Say, for instance, my lady, when she accomplished, we accomplished because we're attached. We are one. We become one. That's the reason, you know that being based off of going biblical. That's the reason for the ring, because you got two pieces that become one. So when I'm in love with a person and I feel like that, and when she achieves, we both achieve. When my son achieves, he achieved, and I'm supportive and I'm proud that he achieved.
J-Mo, was you when we was talking about love and in love?
Nope.
Is there a difference? Do you feel it's a difference?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
In love, to me, is something that you're present with. When you love someone, you can say that there is a past, a present,
history,
and a future.
If you love someone,
yes,
there's history.
In love could just be in the moment.
So is in love less than love, or is love more than in love? Because based off past,
They're
present, and future, they're equals.
Love is love.
So what's so?
You're trying to put it on a scale. It's
No.
not a scale.
I'm asking a question because I don't believe. I believe. I'm saying I'm with you. I believe that love is love. I'm saying we have people that say I'm in love with this person. I'm like, well, what's the difference? Have you ever heard like people say, man, oh, I'm in love with him, or I'm in love with her? I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean?
I think based off of what Jay was saying, it's just
So I do.
where you at
I get
that
what
moment.
Jay gonna say. So
Yeah, where you at the moment?
in love means I'm presently, physically, like in that moment with you, like in love with you. Like I can love you and not be physically or present in the moment with you. Like there's some family members who I love, but I'm not talking to every day, and I don't really deal with them like that. But I still love them, right? But then there's some people, like i.e. your spouse or something like that. You can say you're in love because you're presently in that moment, in that space with them. If that makes sense.
I think, in my opinion, the putting in front of it is just useless. I think it's created because people are afraid of the other person hurt their feelings. You think you gotta say that. It's only one love. It's just love, and that's it. You can like somebody a whole damn lot, but sometimes they feel like they gotta say, no, I do love you. Like I do love you. Like you really don't like. But once again, like we said earlier, unfortunately, everybody got their own meaning of love, and it shouldn't be individual. It should be one, but it's one of the few words in the English language that has a different definition for the human. Than what the
Can you fall out of love, Jay? Because we had some of the guys. I think Roddy was one of them that said,
What's your definition of
fall
love?
out of love?
What's your definition of love?
What is your definition of love?
Me, it's unconditional, unconditional. Whether it's, I mean, outside of the word love, out of
unconditional describes love. What is love? Unconditional describes love. It's an adjective. What is love? What is love? If I did a math equation, what does love equal?
I think love equals action. And I think the actions that you show to a person, the going out of your way to do certain things for that person, putting that person before yourself. If you're asking me, that's what I would probably say for me. Doing things I think outside of the normal to see someone else in a better place, to show someone else how you feel about them. That's a good question.
Is that an unhealthy boundary? What you just described?
It could be. It could be. It very well could be.
So what you just said is love could possibly be an unhealthy boundary.
Could possibly be.
But where I can go there. That's easy to say. I agree with both of y'all. That's an easy thing because you can love your child, and he could run you to the ground and shit, you know. But I just feel like
I understand loyal to a fault. You so loyal to a person, but they just keep.
But you said, your definition.
Same thing about love.
Yeah, your definition, what you said, only part I don't agree with. Like, I can do some of those things because it's kind of what I think Tony said earlier about the moment.
Yeah.
This is what I used to think. Before we started having these podcasts, I used to think that love was unconditional. I still believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a sacrifice for it.
Right.
Like if you say, I love my mother. So I use my mother as my scale.
Right.
And that's why I believe there's only one. And I used to think, no way could I love nobody else.
Right.
It ain't my mother or my kids. No way could I do it. Then somebody asked me one day about them kids I coach. Marquise, for example, stuff like that. And I paused and I thought about the examples of sacrifice. Like, okay, damn, would you sacrifice if Marquise needed a lung, a kidney, would you have gave it to him?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, shit, I would have. I would have sacrificed my life for his. So it made me think that's what love was, but then it made me question what I thought love was about the sacrifice part.
Again, to me, when you say unconditional, that describes the love.
Okay.
There's no conditions that's going to stop me from loving you. That's an adjective to me.
Well,
to me, love is similar to what you guys have said, where I am putting forth energy and I expect nothing back in return.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think love is. I'm putting out energy that I don't need you to reciprocate.
So that's tough.
Knox, If you said, hey, I fell on hard times, I would love if you could help me with a donation.
I wouldn't give you
What would
shit.
happen?
I wouldn't give you shit.
That emotion is
Emotion.
tied
Emotions are
to
temporary.
they are temporary. But love is an emotion and it's tied to what?
That wouldn't be temporary.
Me-
I wouldn't give you shit.
Me doing what?
So now, when you say emotions,
Me being loyal, because one thing I said love was loyal. Me being loyal to someone that's going through something that, guess what? I don't need it back.
Mhm.
If you love someone, you don't need it back. Hey, here you go. I don't need it back.
I don't like
And
that.
guess what love is? Guess what love on his side is? I know you said I don't need it back. You don't need it back. Give it back.
I'm gonna give it back anyway.
Again, it's not something that's reciprocated.
what's your
You don't
issue?
need reciprocation.
What's your issue with what he
I
said?
just because I can think of people that I would do that for. That I don't love. That's the only reason and that's me. Like to keep going my story. That me and that guy was talking, and I had said because I was talking about sacrificing, and I said, if you saw a little girl about to run in the street and get hit by a car, would you run out there and save her? And I said, hell yeah. He said, you sacrificing your life for that little girl that you didn't know.
I don't think that might be love though. That
But
might
I'm just telling you what I thought.
morals
See,
and values.
but I thought that was, see, to me, that's what I mean by how I'm learning. I thought that my love was based off sacrifice, like because I tried to describe my mother. My mother said, baby, I wish I could see. And I gave her my eyes. I will be blind for her so she could see.
I think we had a bag and we had to put things that would describe love. I think loyalty would go in, sacrifice would go in.
One next show.
Y'all want to do something? Yeah, he got that phone.
Yeah.
Let's put that phone.
That's what it is.
Hey, I feel you, dog. It's all right to have that phone call.
It ain't over.
It's all right to have a phone call.
She got something
Hey,
for her
'cause
lady that
he got a phone call too.
I don't fuck. She got something for her lady that didn't know. When you're cold at night, I don't want to feel your time.
You never will.
How this shit go down?
That might be a little bit of reason
How
why
this shit go down?
my podcast has been missing for a while.
Yeah, just make sure you edit this part out.
No, that's live.
That's loud.
That's dead.
I ain't
You know,
mad.
touching the legs and shit. You know, people misinterpret information. You know how you do this.
Wow.
Hey, Mr. Open. You all right? You good? You want to figure out what
Yeah,
time?
man, we go. Man, we eat. People on the phone.
Yeah,
Done left out the room. We
Yeah.
done.
What we doing next?
We just talk about it on the tech.
Next
Okay.
Next
What we doing
Sunday.
next?
Touch the feet.
Next Sunday.
We finished?
Next Sunday.
Yeah, man. Someone we can get people.
We out.
Next Sunday, what's that? What's the date on that?
Next Sunday. I mean next Friday.
I can't do it Friday. Yeah,